I'm doing okay. I'm working from home because I'm part of, I guess, the vulnerable group
Yeah.
due to a heart condition,
Right. Yeah.
which is quite interesting because it's a very rare condition called Brugada syndrome, which they found out is associated with sudden adult death syndrome.
Okay.
It's an arrhythmia of the heart where if I go to sleep, at some point my heart could just stop.
Yeah, I knew it. I mean,
So,
I did, but we've kind of spoken to this a little bit about before, but I didn't know the in-depth details about it. I mean, it's
an interesting way that it actually came about. It was during my brother-in-law's 40th birthday party. Me and a friend were play fighting, and they bear hugged me and damaged my ribs.
Oh.
And about 2 weeks later, I woke up just struggling to breathe, chest pains. So tried to get on a bus to Ipswich Hospital, and the bus driver refused me because I was pale white. I couldn't breathe. I was wincing in pain. So eventually called an ambulance, and as soon as you say chest pains, the first thing they do is an ECG. Is an ECG or EKG? Right. Testing like heart rhythm and everything like that for a heart attack.
Yeah.
And they found an arrhythmia with my heart and said, it looks like you have Brugada. Never heard of it before. So looked it up, and most people haven't heard of it before. It's one of these things. Apparently a lot of sports celebrities had it, and it killed them. And they don't know that they've had it until after it's one of those things that unless you have, like I had an ECG testing for it, you don't know you've got it until it actually kills you. So it's from all my anxieties and everything like that, this doesn't bother me. That there's nothing I can do about it. The only thing that is a foolproof thing is having an implanted defibrillator.
Okay. Which starts your heart.
Yeah,
if suddenly goes.
Starts your heart if it stops beating. And it's kind of, because I'm asymptomatic and it's not caused any issues or anything like that. They said that there's no reason for that to be done.
So to be fair, I mean, how long ago was this that you found this out? You said it was
6 years ago now.
6 years ago. So you've already been sort of living a sheltered existence ever since then, because you've kind of had this impending danger within you, rather than just a kind of a foreign body kind of getting hold of you, such as coronavirus or something like that. You've got an internal thing where it's like, well, you know, I've got this thing that could kill me anytime.
Yeah, it's the reason why it makes me so dangerous to COVID is because getting a high temperature can stop my heart.
Whoa.
So that was the reason why I got sent to work from home. Luckily, I can actually do my job from home.
Yeah.
But like my anxieties about it don't seem to have a huge effect on how I spend my day. It doesn't really come into my daily thing. My being an introvert and everything is a completely separate anxiety.
Yeah.
It's something that I've dealt with for very many years, since I was probably about late teens, which has kept me a very, I wouldn't say antisocial. I'm not very good in crowds or anything. I'd love to go to like music concerts or something like that, but I just know that I would not function well in a huge crowd. And the biggest part of the anxiety is other people seeing me struggling. That's where the biggest part of it is I don't like people seeing me freaking out, and that brings a panic on itself. So it's kind of, I guess that's why invites for drinks and stuff like that have kind of been I want to go, but I don't want to go because I don't want to be in that sort of state. Most of the time it's the anticipation of it. And then like with this podcast and everything like that, it's kind of the anticipationary anxiety builds everything up to
something
so much worse than it actually is.
Like your head
and
then
then
takes you out of the game.
Yeah, and I guess being an introvert myself, it's kind of you spend most of your life in your head, so it has a huge effect on what I can and cannot do, places I can go, activities I can do. A lot of the time it's kind of, I think if I did them, then I would be okay. But the lead up to them is the part that I can't deal with. I've had it with driving lessons. I've had it with holidays, everything like that. It's kind of, the last time I went on holiday was to Greece, and I ended up in a 4-day panic attack, and that was just hell on earth. And
I think that, I mean, that is,
after that happens, you kind of go, right, I'm just staying away from that. I'm not going to put myself in that position anymore.
It sounds a bit extreme though. I mean, I think going to a foreign location is stressful on anyone, I think, at any time. I mean, even if when you're on holiday, oh yeah, I'm going on holiday, but then when you get there, it's just like, well, should I go down that street? Should I do this? Am I going to be okay here?
It's dangerous
because you're not in your familiar environment. So there is kind of things like that. Maybe you should have done some baby steps and go on holiday closer to home, like Norfolk or something.
I am planning to. I'm planning to once this whole lockdown is out of the way, and I'm hoping a lot more Britons take holidays in Britain, and kind of bring back that the money there. And I'm thinking like, well, maybe a long weekend somewhere shouldn't be too bad. And if I'm only like a few hours from home and stuff, and it does get really bad, then I can still come out. But usually, strangely enough, going anywhere by myself, I am a lot better than I am going with anybody else. Oh,
because you're worried that you're spoiling their time?
Yeah, and I'm going to be a burden, that they're going to be disappointed in me, that it feels like, I think you went on to a bit with Ali, it's kind of, and I think John Martin's one, where it's kind of a taboo subject, and it's like you don't share that type of thing with people, and it feels like if you do suffer from it, it's like to share it with somebody and tell somebody that you are suffering is like revealing a weakness, when I know it's not a weakness. It's an affliction. It's not a weakness. No, I think it's a part of somebody being extra sensitive to their surroundings and noises and sensations, emotions, everything like that. And it's just an inability to be able to recognize and not control but accept those feelings that it creates. People can skydive and stuff like that, and they get nervous, but they know how to keep it semi in check. But somebody with a anxiety disorder is kind of, you can't keep it in check because it's all you think about, and it's everything about you, and it just builds up and up and up and up until it becomes a panic attack, and that's when you just lose all function, all I guess higher abilities to recognize what's happening, and you just think you're dying, and it's absolutely crazy. And I feel for anybody that goes through it. I've been I think Ali mentioned it, but Suffolk Mind, and
Suffolk
when
Mind,
I was at the darkest time, I went to Suffolk Mind, and they were absolutely brilliant. And the courses that they put you on and the training that they give you is sound, but it's kind of when these things are happening, you can't think straight, and the worse they get, the least you're able to go, okay, I need to deep breathe, or okay, I need to slow my heart rate, or okay, I need to stop worrying and do this, and all you want to do is just run, and you don't know where to and what from, and you're just saying, I need to be out of this body and out of this mind. And it's like one of those things where if the more you concentrate on it, the opposite effect to what you want happens.